Ring cameras have captured all sorts of things, but what is this? A Florida homeowner thinks it looks like a baby dinosaur, just like something out of Jurassic Park. Throughout history, there have been countless claims of dinosaurs spotted in the wild. With people insisting they've captured these prehistoric giants on camera. From grainy videos to mysterious photographs, these alleged sightings have fueled debates and fascinated us. Could these be real remnants of the past? Or are they just clever hoaxes? As we explore these fascinating stories, one question remains. Have dinosaurs been caught on camera in real life? T-Rex in backyard. In the Jurassic Park movies, the T-Rex is usually the star of the show when it comes to causing mayhem. But what if you spotted one, not in a blockbuster film, but in real life, right in someone's backyard? In this piece of footage that has surfaced, we see something that looks suspiciously like a baby T-Rex darting through a yard cluttered with all sorts of junk. The creature moves quickly, its figure a blur. But there's something about the shape that's unmistakable, a bipedal form with a thick tail and a head that could only belong to one of history's most fearsome predators. What makes this clip even more intriguing is the mystery surrounding it. No one seems to know when or where this footage was taken, which only adds to the speculation and curiosity. The creature in the video doesn't just jog, it races through the cluttered yard as if it's on a mission. But the million-dollar question is, what on earth did the camera actually capture? Let's take a moment to talk about the T-Rex, also known as Tyrannosaurus rex. This dinosaur species is arguably the most famous of them all. Known for its sheer power and predatory prowess, the T-Rex was built for both strength and speed, with massive hind legs that propelled it forward and a colossal skull armed with sharp, bone-crushing teeth. We're talking about a predator that could bite through bone as easily as we crunch through an apple. Despite its terrifying reputation, the T-Rex did have one feature that has puzzled scientists and fascinated the public: its tiny arms. These small, seemingly out of proportion limbs have been the subject of much debate. Were they used for holding prey, aiding in balance, or something else entirely? Whatever their purpose, they didn't stop the T-Rex from becoming one of the apex predators of its time. Interestingly, T-Rex fossils have been found all over North America, which tells us that this giant wasn't just confined to one small corner of the world. It roamed across vast areas, making it one of the few dinosaurs with such a wide geographic spread. So, how could it be that someone managed to catch a baby T-Rex on camera, running wild through a backyard? Was it really a tiny version of this colossal carnivore, or is there another explanation? Whatever the case, the clip has certainly gotten people talking. Whether it's a real baby T-Rex or just a modern-day creation, the idea of spotting such a legendary creature in the middle of suburbia is enough to make anyone do a double take. Dinosaur sighting Florida. Ring cameras have captured all sorts of things, but what is this? The Florida homeowner thinks it looks like a baby dinosaur. Back in 2021, a Florida woman had quite the story to share with her local news station. She claimed that her home security camera captured something truly bizarre in the dead of night. At exactly 3:40 a.m., she spotted what she described as a raptor, or some kind of small dinosaur, casually strolling through her yard. Now, before you jump to conclusions, let's address the obvious. Yes, this is Florida, a place where alligators practically have their own zip codes, but this was definitely not a gator. The creature on that footage, it's got everyone scratching their heads. The camera recorded what can only be described as something straight out of a Jurassic Park sequel. A small, fast-moving figure, darting across the screen with an eerie resemblance to the dinosaurs we've only seen in movies. It's no surprise that once the footage hit social media, the internet exploded with opinions. People from all corners of the web have thrown in their 2 cents. Theories have ranged from the plausible to the downright fantastical, with some insisting it's proof that dinosaurs are making a comeback. And of course, there are the inevitable jokers, who claim it's just a kid in a dinosaur costume trying to give the neighbors a thrill. But no one's been able to definitively identify what the creature is. The mystery endures, fueling more speculation with each passing day. So, what do you think? Are we dealing with a real-life baby dino, or is there a more mundane explanation lurking in the shadows? Dinosaur in Stirlingshire Village. A recent photo snapped in a small village in Stirlingshire, Scotland, has ignited a lively debate both among the locals and across the internet. The photo, which was taken by a resident named Jimmy Wright, shows a creature that's both oddly shaped and strangely familiar. The image was captured while Jimmy was out walking his son's dog on Crow Hill, a remote and quiet spot in the area where unusual sightings are about as rare as they come. At first glance, the creature in the photo doesn't seem to fit neatly into any known category. Some folks who have seen the picture think it looks a bit like a tortoise due to its peculiar stance. But Jimmy sees something more extraordinary, something that might just have stepped out of a prehistoric past. To him, this creature has the unmistakable air of a real dinosaur, even though he knows that sounds a bit far-fetched. What makes this sighting even more intriguing is that Stirlingshire isn't exactly known for its dinosaur connections. In fact, there's no history of dinosaur fossil discoveries in the region at all. Yet, despite this, the mysterious photo has caught the attention of amateur paleontologists and curious minds alike. Some are speculating that Jimmy may have stumbled upon an entirely new, undiscovered dinosaur species. Imagine that a new dino species making its first appearance in this quiet Scottish village. Of course, the question remains, is this photo the real deal? Could it truly be evidence of a living dinosaur? Or is it just a case of mistaken identity? Maybe a trick of the light or a familiar animal seen from a strange angle? The mystery is as thick as the Scottish fog, and without more evidence, it's anyone's guess. Idaho's pterodactyl. Next, we head to Idaho, where something straight out of a prehistoric era was spotted soaring through the skies, sparking a flurry of chatter across social media. The buzz began when a video surfaced showing what appears to be a pterodactyl-like creature gracefully gliding above the landscape. Naturally, this has everyone from casual viewers to armchair scientists weighing in on what exactly was caught on camera. The footage quickly made its way around the world, leaving people everywhere wondering what exactly they were looking at. The creature in the video has a wingspan that would make any bird envious, and it eerily resembles something from a bygone era. Many have likened it to a pterodactyl, a term often used to describe those winged reptiles known as pterosaurs. These ancient carnivorous beasts once ruled the skies during the age of dinosaurs. Although they weren't technically dinosaurs themselves, pterosaurs were a separate group of flying reptiles that became extinct around the same time as their more famous terrestrial counterparts. For many, the sight of such a creature, even in video form, feels like watching a scene straight out of Jurassic Park. But as the video gained traction, not everyone was convinced. That what they were seeing was a genuine prehistoric survivor. The skeptics were quick to point out what they saw as flaws in the footage. Some noted that the creature's wing flaps looked unnatural, too stiff and mechanical, almost as if it were being controlled by something, perhaps an RC plane or some sort of elaborate toy. Others speculated it might be a cleverly disguised drone designed to mimic the flight of an ancient reptile, just enough to fool the casual observer. Despite the skepticism, the video has continued to stir the imagination of many. The idea of a living pterosaur swooping through the skies of Idaho is both thrilling and terrifying. Yet, in a world where technology can create incredibly realistic simulations, it's hard to say whether this sighting is a genuine biological phenomenon or just a well-executed hoax. So, what do you think? Could this video be capturing a real living descendant of the pterosaurs that once dominated the skies? Or is it just another case of cleverly manufactured to stir up excitement and debate? Triceratops blocking traffic. Here is a sight you definitely don't encounter every day: a Triceratops causing a traffic jam. Back in February 2016, a driver in the village of Godchill on the Isle of Wight in England had to do a double take when he stumbled upon what looked like a prehistoric creature smack dab in the middle of the road. The Triceratops is one of the most iconic dinosaurs, easily recognized by its massive, three-horned face and large bony frill that extends over its neck. These fascinating creatures roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, approximately 68 to 66 million years ago. Despite their fearsome appearance, Triceratops were herbivores, grazing on tough, fibrous plants. Physically, Triceratops were impressive. They could grow up to 30 feet in length and weigh as much as 12 tons. Their large frill and three facial horns